Every day I wake up, I switch on the news. Just half expected to see another news of another young person that's been stabbed or shot. And I think to myself, enough is enough. They're going to be so long that we can talk about the issues of knife crime. Various TV programs going over the same things over and over again, the same narrative. But yet nobody's coming up with a solution. Nobody could come up with a viable solution to deal with serious youth violence. That's the reason why I've taken the decision, as a person who's worked in the community for almost 20 years, providing solutions, working with the youth, to come up with a viable plan of action. Viable 10-step, 15-step plan to deal with serious youth violence. Because we have to be the solution. We are the solution. The community is the solution. But we just need to be empowered. We need that encouragement, the confidence to say that actually we can do it. And collectively, there's a collective effort, we can make a difference to dealing with this issue that's going out on our streets right now. An issue that has affected everybody, irrespective of whether you're in London, Glasgow, Birmingham, whatever. It's a national problem. And we need to take a decision as a community to make a difference. And that's the reason why I'm putting this video together. Talk to stakeholders, the government, local government, specifically on this particular video. The community one will come out after, but this one specifically to the Sajid Javids of this world, the PM and various government ministers that have got an important integral role in providing a solution to this problem. This video is dedicated to you.
We'll start with the short-term solutions to serious youth violence in the UK. The first solution is the reintroduction or introduction of guardian angels. There was a recent story in the Metro of guardian angels that are operating in East London. These are volunteers that are trained up to patrol their local neighbourhood. What I'm advocating is not an increase in police numbers. What I'm actually advocating is actually more cost effective than increasing police, is to reintroduce guardian angels who patrol affected communities, who are SIA badged, who are trained in hand-to-hand combat, who've got a certain level of powers of arrest, and they will be a visible deterrent to people that engage in serious knife crime. They'll also be an effective conduit to get information that can be utilised to target people that are committing knife crime in the community, as opposed to bringing in an increase in police force that's, in all honesty, disconnected from the community, that's seen as an occupying force many times, and it's a good compromise between the two perspectives of having no police and having an increase in police in these affected communities. The second solution is an intelligence-led stop and search initiative. Now, there are talk that, in the current moment, there is intelligence-led operations, but the community know that it doesn't happen. What we're looking for is targeted stop and search, as opposed to a blanket stop and search, which kind of alienates the community that you're trying to, we're trying to protect. The second element of that is also a better use of technology to identify knife carriers. So, the introduction of X-ray glasses that I've read about. Also, metal detectors, using metal detectors strategically to target people that are carrying knives, so we can take more knives off the streets. Thirdly, annual knife and gun amnesties, which is self-explanatory. At the moment, you have gun and knife amnesties now and again, sporadically, but what we're looking for is something that's more consistent on an annual basis, that people can hand in their knives, hand in their guns to the authorities. The fourth solution is the restoration of youth clubs. Now, as we know, youth clubs have been completely decimated across the UK, and particularly London. And youth clubs were a cornerstone of a cohesive and peaceful society. And now they've been taken away. Clearly, there is a correlation, there is a link between, the reduction of youth clubs obviously an increase in youth violence and antisocial behaviour. The fifth point is to revolutionise the funding and contracting industry in terms of making sure we give grassroots organisations who I believe are the solution to this problem the resources and the manpower required to actually make a difference. What we have is a structure at the moment whereby smaller grassroots organisations actually penalised for being small and grassroots organisations. You have mainstream organisations that have been funded quite well in many cases, but they're completely disconnected from the beneficiaries they're trying to help. And I think by operating a social enterprise structure, by operating a payment by results structure of funding, you negate this whole mistrust of grassroots organisations. You also give an opportunity to deliver on what they say they can deliver and what they actually are delivering, but on a small scale. So it's about helping to scale up the results that are happening in the community, all across the UK, but it's about scaling that up so the impact is felt right across society. Point 6, corporate social responsibility, CSR. We believe that the corporates have a responsibility and in fact a duty to support grassroots solution providers that are on the ground, that have passion in abundance, but not necessarily the manpower to deliver. So more collaboration between CSR, the corporates and grassroots solution providers that are on the ground, and reaching out to the corporate world to actually support in delivering these solutions. Number 7 is the social influencers. I'm talking about the musicians, the sports people that have clout. How can we work more collaboratively together to actually deliver the solutions? We've been reaching out to various entertainers in an effort to do something collaborative to actually deal with this issue. So Access UK is reaching out to all the influencers out there. What can you do to add to the work that we're doing on the ground? We need your help, we need your assistance. And your voice is actually more powerful than the politicians that I'm talking to right now. So how can we utilise that? How can we harness your influence for the positive? Number 8, let's break the school to prison pipeline, which is there now. Let's make exclusions the last resort. What is the alternative we can use besides excluding our young people and leading them straight to the hands of groomers and gang members and county lines? We need to break the school to prison pipeline ASAP. Number 9, visible role models. And I say visible role models because there are lots of people, or actually I say there was individuals that are highly successful in affected communities. But what tends to happen is that once they're successful, you never see them again. They leave to go elsewhere. And if I done a survey of 100 of my beneficiaries in Haringey, Tottenham, or Brent, or Hackney, or anywhere else we operate from, and ask them to name me all the successful people they know, I guarantee the majority of them would talk about sports people and entertainers. But we know there's doctors, there's lawyers, there's accountants, there's a whole plethora of professionals out there in the community that are not seen. And what we need to see is more visible role models. We need to see fathers taking responsibility for their children out there and being the visible role models they need to be to help our youth, to give them a sense of guidance, a sense of belonging, so they can actually make the positive impact that can be made with within the right environment and influence. Number 10 is something more practical. Reintroduction or introduction of parental classes, first aid, and self-defense classes that will actually help to motivate and give these youth a certain level of confidence when they're out there on the streets, to help them circumvent particular dangers and protect themselves against the threat of serious youth violence and knife crime. And we're going to go into the long-term solutions for serious youth violence in London and indeed the UK. So number 1, implementing a culturally bespoke public health approach. which is the model that the mayor is implementing via the Violence Reduction Unit. And what we want to see is something that's tailored to the needs of the community of London, 50% of which are BAME. The second point is to introduce independent schools that cater to the needs of specific groups, that are culturally competent, that understand the complexities of serious youth violence, which mainstream schools necessarily understand or know how to tackle. The third option, which is the specialism that Access UK deals with, is providing bespoke solutions for marginalised groups, opportunities, jobs, training, specifically targeting those that are involved in youth violence and knife crime. And that mainstream, with their one-size-fits-all model, is clearly not working. So more support for grassroots organisations like Access UK, who deliver very, very tailored interventions for youth, particularly with jobs and careers and guidance. Number 4, focus on entrepreneurship and business startup support for people that engage in serious youth violence, and giving them the pathway to translate their using their quote unquote skills in a legitimate manner. That's going to help them out that life of criminality and serious youth violence. And the 5th, a culturally competent mental health service that plugs into local grassroots organisations that have got the specialism in dealing with individuals that are disproportionately, or groups that are disproportionately overrepresented in the mental health sector. If you'd like to get more information about how we can address serious youth violence collectively, please get in contact with Access UK today.